Good morning. Aye. Okay, let's do it this way. Turn to the person seated next to you, tell them good morning in your language. Yes. Turn to them, good morning in your language. Yeah? All right, now I want us to do it even better. I came here very early, and so did most of you. And I could see a lot of you just seated next to each other, staring in front, looking in front. It's like that person seated next to you is going to bite. So what we're going to do, we'll all rise up, just with all due respect. Just let's be on our feet. DJ, please, let's roll it. I want you to eye that person you are afraid to say hi to. He's seated somewhere you couldn't go, but you're just like, I want to say hi. DJ, please, let's go. So move around, say hello. You can move from where you're seated. That person you're eyeing, when you walked in and you're like, I really want to say hi to this person. Please move around, say hi to at least 5 people. 5 people, please. Those at the back, you can move, say hi in the front. Say a big hello. Yeah, don't be shy. Come on. You can do it. Say hello, say hello, say hello. Let's do it the Rwandan style. Hugs. Please say hello. Move around, move around, move around. Comment ça va? Good morning. Say hello. Those seated at the back, say hello, say hello, say hello. You can do it the Rwandan way. Let's hug each other if you want to. Say hello, say hello. Good morning. All right, DJ, pull it up, 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 pull it up. What? Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the cooperation. I'll think of another thing that will make us warm up to each other even better. I think we're missing the coffee and the tea, eh? Can we arrange for that to come in now? It's the first event I'm going to that coffee and tea is served throughout. Others, I have to announce coffee and tea break. So my advice maybe to the organizers, the next one, since we're having coffee and tea, we should add some mandazi in the next one. That will be a complete one. Yeah? Awesome. So if you're hearing this voice for the first time, if you're seeing me for the first time, as always, my name is Eugene Anangwe. I'm happy to be your Masters of Ceremony today. I walked up here just to let you know that everything is okay. We are now getting set for the official opening of the Africa Coffee and Tea Expo 2025. So any moment from now, we will be receiving our chief guest, who's the Minister of State in the Ministry of Agriculture and Animal Resources, who I am reliably informed is going to be walking through that door any moment from now. And so we will all be able to welcome him in the best way we all know how. If you need translation support, there are devices. Channel 1 is English, Channel 2 is French. And ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to our chief guest who's walking in right now. That's the Minister of State in the Ministry of Agriculture and Animal Resources. Honorable Minister of State, thank you so much for joining us. Anybody from Ethiopia in the room? Ethiopia? Yes. Can we give a round of applause to Ethiopia? Because I came to realize that coffee was actually discovered by an Ethiopian goat herder. Did we all know that? So anytime we are sipping that coffee, we should actually thank that goat first and that African farmer. So thank you all for being with us right here. And so if you're in Kigali for the first time, hands up. Anyone joining us for the very first time? A round of applause to her and him. Welcome to the country that is the best to be born a woman, in case you didn't know, and also a country where if you're crossing the zebra crossing, you cannot be called, are you a zebra? Because you respect pedestrians that much. In other countries, you say, these are zebra crossings, are you a zebra? Yeah, so thank you all for being here today. So I think today we are not just here to talk about beans and leaves. I believe that we are here to also celebrate the people behind every single sip and to also brew new ideas for how Africa can keep more value in every cup. I was astonished because last year alone, Africa's coffee and tea brought in over $4.2 billion US. And I said or talked about Ethiopia because Ethiopia smashed the records and Uganda topped the continent, but also Kenya did push ahead, while Rwanda's tea sector kept growing stronger. So this is proof that our soil is rich and our people even richer in talent and ambition. But the challenge is that too much of all the value is still going out. 80% of our coffee and 90% of our tea leaves Africa raw. And this should actually make us a bit worried, but I'm happy because we are here to discuss these matters. There'll be very, very interesting panel discussions to have these kind of conversations. There'll be fireside chats that will be coming up. And so I think over the next 2 days, let's keep it real. Let's have those real talks, real conversations on how best we can change this narrative. So without further ado, I would like us to turn our focus to the screens so that we can be able to have a quick backgrounder on the ACT video for 2025. Let's take a look at the screens.
Across this continent, something powerful has always grown. Coffee, tea, planted with care, harvested with tradition, all brewed with pride. Yet for too long, Africa has exported its excellency, while others brewed the prosperity. The story begins to change now. For the first time, Africa's coffee and tea industry meets as one, not in silos, but as a single connected value chain. Over 20 countries represented: Rwanda, Kenya, Ghana, Tanzania, South Africa, Togo, Ethiopia, DRC, and many others, all with one shared ambition. Now, the continent gathers, not as suppliers, but as strategists, not as growers, but as deal makers, exporters, market movers.
Welcome to the Africa Coffee and Tea Expo 2025.
The first ever Pan-African platform connecting every link of the coffee and tea value chain. Here in Kigali, over 2 days, we go from disconnected markets to unified strategy, from raw potential to business transformation, from inherited tradition to bold transformation. When Africa brews together, we don't just accelerate legacy, we build markets. We shape industries. We trade. We lead. We brew prosperity. This is the Africa Coffee and Tea Expo. This is Africa brewing for prosperity.
Yes, Africa brewing for prosperity. And so with that, we will now start off with our remarks. And of course, our first speaker that I'll be able to call up on set is the Chief Executive Officer of the National Agricultural Export Development Board, otherwise known as NAEB. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for Claude Bizimana.
Honorable Minister of State of the Ministry of Agriculture and More Resources, Excellencies, Ambassadors and Heads of Mission, government officials, development partners, distinguished guests, partners, exhibitors, delegates, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols duly observed. Good morning. It is with an immense pleasure and pride that I welcome you to the inaugural Africa Coffee and Tea Expo, known as ACT Expo 2025, hosted here at the Kigali Convention Center today and tomorrow. We are truly honored that this historical event is taking place here in Rwanda, a country where coffee and tea are not just export commodities, but national treasures. Over the next 2 days, we will connect producers, processors, exporters, buyers, policymakers, and innovators to explore how we can build resilient, inclusive, and sustainable value chains, not only in Rwanda, but across the continent. This landmark event, co-organized by the National Agriculture Export Development Board, the Rwanda Convention Bureau, and the Rwanda Events Group, brings together the very best of Africa's coffee and tea industries. Today, Rwanda becomes the epicenter of innovation, trade, and collaboration for two of the most vital agriculture sectors on the continent. The ACT Expo 2025 is more than an exhibition. It's a powerful platform that deepens market access, showcase Africa's finest coffee and tea, drive innovation, and address shared challenges such as living income for the producers, climate change, quality standards, and global regulations. Today's Expo is also a powerful reflection of Rwanda's broader ambition to be recognized as Africa's preferred destination for meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibitions known as MICE. The successful hosting of this landmark event here in Rwanda underlines our growing capacity to convene the continent's most important dialogues and trade shows, and I take this opportunity to thank all the organizers for bringing this visionary platform to life. I warmly encourage each of you, especially those who are coming out of Rwanda, before returning to your respective countries, to take a few days to explore Rwanda's landscapes, hospitality, and culture. We are especially honored to welcome key global buyers, investors, policymakers, and producers to explore the opportunities that will strengthen Africa's participation in the global coffee and tea economy. We hope that your engagement here will lead to long-term partnerships, bold ideas, and renewed commitment to empowering our farmers, especially women and youth, who are at the heart of these value chains. Welcome to Kigali, and welcome to the ACT Expo 2025. Thank you very much.
I think we can do better for CEO. Can we appreciate him? Yes. Asante, thank you very much. It's now time for us to once again turn our focus on the screen for the welcome remarks by the ACRAM President, Anselm Gautam. Let's take a look at the screen.
Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs les ministres, Mesdames et Messieurs les représentants du gouvernement, Mesdames et Messieurs les représentants des institutions nationales et internationales, Mesdames et Messieurs les membres du corps diplomatique, Monsieur Claude Bizimana, directeur général de la NAEB, distingués partenaires, acteurs de la filière café et celle du thé, distingués invités en vos rangs, grades et qualités, tout protocole observé. Mesdames et Messieurs les participants à African Coffee and Tea Expo 2025, Je voudrais, en ma qualité de président de l'Agence des cafés Robusta d'Afrique et de Madagascar, par abréviation ACRAM, me réjouir de la tenue de la première exposition du café et du thé sur le continent africain. Cet événement, qui se veut annuel, nous en sommes certains, va promouvoir les liens d'affaires entre les producteurs africains du café et du thé et les acheteurs internationaux. Excellences, Mesdames et Messieurs, le café est vital pour les économies de nombreux pays d'Afrique de l'Ouest et du centre, essentiellement producteurs de Robusta. La demande mondiale de Robusta, sans cesse croissante, devrait être comprise, selon les estimations, entre 3,4 et 4,3 millions de tonnes en 2035. Pour maintenir sa part de marché actuelle, les producteurs d'Afrique, du centre et de l'Ouest, regroupés au sein de l'ACRAM, devraient produire au moins 575 000 tonnes, soit le double de ce qu'ils produisent aujourd'hui. Pour y parvenir, il est clair que le développement de la filière café nécessite un partenariat renforcé sur notre continent. C'est pourquoi nous saluons très vivement l'initiative de cet important événement qu'est l'exposition du café et du thé sur le continent africain. Je voudrais présenter les remerciements de l'ACRAM au gouvernement de la République du Rwanda pour les facilités qu'il a offertes en vue du succès de l'événement et adresser nos vives félicitations aux organisateurs. Je voudrais également témoigner toute notre reconnaissance aux partenaires stratégiques et financiers de cet événement. J'invite les participants à tirer le meilleur parti de ce rendez-vous en vue de l'amélioration des chaînes de valeur du café et du thé et particulièrement des conditions de vie des producteurs. Je souhaite plein succès à la première exposition du café et du thé sur le continent africain. Je vous remercie pour votre aimable attention.
Very much. It's now time for us to be able to hear from our keynote address speaker, who's our guest of honor, the Honorable Minister of State for Agriculture and Animal Resources, Honorable Eric Rwigamba. Let's appreciate him as he comes to address us.
Excellencies, the ambassadors and head of mission, government officials in our midst, heads and the captains of business, especially in tea and coffee, distinguished delegates, especially those who are joining us from different parts of the continent and the globe, our dear exporters and processors and farmers, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, we need some coffee and tea. I can see there's no energy in the room. It is a great honor for me to join you this morning at the opening of Africa Coffee Tea Expo 2025, the first of its kind. A truly historical gathering that marks a bold step towards Africa's agriculture export ambitions. I was telling CEO Claude that I wish there were not this session of speeches, and we just go and see what people are doing straight away. But he said the protocols must start with speeches. But the point I was making, the purpose of this Expo is to bring all of us together and have a discussion. I'll get to that. On behalf of the government of Rwanda and on my own behalf, you want to extend our warmest welcome to all participants. who are joining us from across the continent and beyond. And we are especially proud to host this Pan-Africa business-to-business trade show, and that puts a spotlight on two of our most treasured sector, tea and coffee. In many countries, including Rwanda, tea is not a beverage. Coffee is not a drink. It is life. There are so many lives across the globe, but most importantly in Rwanda, that without coffee and tea, the life ends there. And so as we gather here, we want to celebrate our farmers. Join me to celebrate them this morning. Also join me to celebrate our traders, our processors, our exporters. And so when this Expo for tea and coffee was being organized, we thought it is going to be a platform where, as Rwanda, but also other countries, we have an opportunity to showcase the best of our teas, the best of our coffees. In so doing, we hope to be able to foster knowledge exchange, innovation, trade opportunities for our farmers, for our producers, and hopefully something new is going to begin here in Kigali. Africa is a home to some of the best and finest coffee and teas. So many, more than 25 million people depend on these two, but the potential is yet to be optimized. And hence the reason for this Expo. The African Coffee and Tea Expo 2025 is our collective call for action. It's a call to action to foster trade, but meaningful trade, transformative trade, mutual trade. We want to use these 2 days to take stock of our innovative solutions and initiatives. We want to use these 2 days to build resilient systems that can withstand climate shocks and shifting global demands. I want to celebrate Ethiopians for drinking their coffee. Rwandans, I think, we have made a very, very, very remarkable progress, but I think we need to drink more coffee. Coffee is good. So we need to shift global demands, but that starts with drinking some of our products, our coffee and tea. Over the next 2 days, we will extensively engage in 2 pressing topics. And we know the topics, but what we want to encourage is to have candid and honest discussions. Let's tackle issues with climate adaptation and sustainability. Let's discuss market access. And with this, I want to emphasize the point. Can we keep politics out of our coffee and tea markets? You didn't hear me. Can we keep politics out of our tea and coffee? Because our farmers never take part in your political discussions. For them, every day, as we are here, they are on the field. So can we keep politics? Okay, can we do good politics that supports market access for our farmers for tea and coffee? It's a pity that I quarrel with my neighbor for any good reason, and the market for our tea and coffee is restricted. Can we have a canned discussion around that? We want to increase our production in terms of tea and coffee, take into account deforestation compliance. It's not because they have told us to do it, it's because it's the right thing to do. Can we embrace digital transformation and innovation in these two sectors? I want to take this opportunity to urge all stakeholders, the farmers, the exporters, the policymakers, underscore policymakers, and investors to seize the opportunity to share practical solutions and deepen intra-Africa trade collaborations. Let us all remember that value addition, ethical sourcing, and inclusivity are fundamental to building global competitive markets for tea and the coffee industry. I'm particularly proud to see Rwandan cooperatives and SMEs and youth innovators participating and showcasing their work. Let me do very fast so that you can go and see what they do. This reflects Rwanda's national vision to transform agriculture from subsistence and to a knowledge-based and market-driven sector. As part of this transformation, we believe there's a lot to do, and Rwanda is working proactively to increase coffee production through National Agriculture and Export Development Board, and over 10 million coffee trees will be rejuvenated, and more than 7.6 trees will be replaced. 2.7 million trees will be rehabilitated in the next 5 years. It's a commitment we want to do, and it's because we believe we need to increase the production. This strategic move will not only boost national coffee productivity, but also expand Rwanda's footprint in the global coffee export market. But we are doing that for one good reason, ensuring that better incomes for farmers and strengthening the position of Rwanda in the international market. We are very intentional on that, especially for our farmers. When I mentioned about mutual markets and the trade, it is all about to say, isn't it time to give a fair share to our farmers? In line with the global expectations, Rwanda is currently putting significant effort into complying with some of the bigger markets and the requirements like EU deforestation registration. And all what we want to do is put all the effort to comply so that we have access to better markets. Rwanda has been classified as a low-risk country, and I believe so many other of our countries, they are working very hard to ensure that they comply. And this is very clear. It's an acknowledgement of our national commitment to environment protection. And there's a discussion that will be focusing on that specifically because we take it seriously. We are training our exporters on how to collect and manage geolocation data, ensuring that our coffee is traceable, ensuring that our coffee is deforestation-free, and ensuring that we are fully compliant with international market requirements, such that there are no excuses for limiting our farmers and exporters to access the best value for farmers and the producers. This commitment not only protects our ecosystem, but also ensures and secures our place in the premium markets. So by investing in and promoting local initiatives, we build sustainable value chains that connect our agriculture sector to global markets. These events empower Rwanda businesses to expand their viability and partnerships while contributing to skill development and job creation. And so this coffee and tea exhibition is not just a showcase. It's not an event. It's not a tourist event. It is a strategic opportunity to elevate Africa's agricultural brand on the international stage and reinforce our commitment to inclusive and sector-led growth. For our buyers of African coffee and tea, it's always an opportunity when we see you on the ground and we have an opportunity to engage with our producers. Let's have the discussion. Let's deal with issues that could be a challenge. It is an opportunity that all actors to meet and engage. We hope that there will be an opportunity to strengthen business partnerships. Sometimes the Zoom calls might not crack the deal. Let's hope that new deals will be closed and discover new investment opportunities. Rwanda's coffee and tea sector are calling for new investors. We have earmarked land with feasibility studies for new investors who want to go into tea and coffee. And we are very ready to facilitate all of you on that front. As we embark on these 2 impactful days, 2 days, I encourage you to explore Rwanda's beauty, connect with new partners, build the collaboration that will extend far beyond this Expo. Let the discussions go beyond the 2 days. As I conclude, allow me to thank the organizing committee for a good job done. And let me also thank all participants for joining us during these 2 days. Let me add my voice to what CEO said. Feel at home. Enjoy the best of Rwanda. There's a team waiting outside to take you where you want to go. Our teams are more than happy to take you around. And on this note, I now declare the African Coffee and Tea Expo 2025 officially open. Thank you very much, Murakoze Chan.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister of State. Can we appreciate him one more time, please? Thank you very much. And now, I'd just like to make a few announcements. We will shortly go for the group photo, otherwise known as the family photo, or in our amazing language, ifoto yuributso. Na photo na chabai. Yeah, we're going to do that. But before that, I want us to understand that what we will be able to do after that group photo, there'll be an exhibition walkthrough. And then later on, there are 2 parallel sessions that will be taking place at the very same time. And this room here is AD12. And in this particular room, there are sessions that will be taking place right here. And one of that is going to be looking at the market access and value addition. And then MH4 will be having the conversation on sustainability and trade challenges. So please, let's take note of that. Now, I would like to request our chief guests, the dignitaries, sponsors, and partners to join us at the foyer. I would like you to look at that amazing lady over there. She's called Estelle, and she'll be able to guide you on that particular place for the group photo. And then the rest of us will hold up just a bit so that we can all be able to move together to the exhibition walkthrough. So ladies and gentlemen, that marks the end of the first part of our amazing program. Let's appreciate ourselves. So please, let's go for the group photo.